One house, two captains. Bella was the kind of woman people whispered about long before she even walked into a room. She didn't chase attention, it simply followed her. She lived alone in a small, self-contained apartment at the edge of town, where loud buses passed and neighbors lived like family. Her compound was always filled with the smell of jollof rice, the sound of gospel music from the woman next door, and children running barefoot between water drums. Bella, tall and light-skinned with smooth cheeks that never needed makeup, was always the one people asked about. Who is she dating now? Why she never marry? She sold beauty products online, makeup, perfumes, wigs. Business was slow, but she dressed like business was booming. On Saturdays, she would go out in high heels, even if it was just to buy bread. Her confidence irritated those who lacked it. Bella wasn't loud, but her silence spoke volumes. She kept her circle small, laughed rarely, and trusted no one. She had been heartbroken before. Betrayed. Gossiped about. Used. So by the time she clocked 29, she had made a vow. If love wants me, let it find me. But I won't beg for it. She wasn't desperate for marriage like her peers. She was fine. Comfortable. Independent. But everything changed the day she met Chuka. He wasn't like the other boys that chased her with empty wallets and loud promises. Chuka was calm, well-dressed, and owned his own car wash and retailing shop. He wasn't super rich, but he was comfortable, and most importantly, he was intentional. He made Bella laugh. He cooked for her. He never called her baby girl like the rest. He called her my own. In just 7 months, their situationship became a relationship, and before long, they were planning a wedding. But Bella never expected that the greatest enemy of her happiness would not come from a side chick or an ex, but from inside Chuka's own home. The wedding morning was bright, noisy, and beautiful. Bella sat inside the decorated room, surrounded by her friends, dressed in a silver and wine-colored lace gown. Her face was beat to perfection. Her heart danced with excitement. But then, someone knocked gently. It was Mama Chuka. A short, strong-willed woman in her late 50s with piercing eyes and a permanent frown. She wore a gold wrapper with matching headgear, and carried herself like a first lady. She had never liked Bella from day one. "Can I speak with the bride?" she asked. Everyone went silent. One of Bella's friends opened the door and stepped back. Mama Chuka entered slowly and stood right in front of Bella, looked her straight in the eye and said, "Enjoy your day, Bella. But I hope you know, you've just walked into a house that you can never control. You see that boy, my son, you're trying to take him from me. Over my dead body." Bella blinked, shocked. Mama Chuka continued, whispering now. "If you think you'll enter my family and make yourself madam, I promise you, I will make this your marriage feel like punishment. Welcome to your nightmare." And with that, she turned and left. Bella's smile cracked. Her friends tried to comfort her, but tears ruined her makeup before she even walked down the aisle. After the wedding, Bella moved into Chuka's 3-bedroom bungalow, just at the edge of town. Everything seemed normal at first, until Mama Chuka moved in for a few weeks, as she said. Weeks turned into months. At first, it was little things. Mama Chuka would accidentally throw away Bella's food in the fridge, saying she thought it was spoilt. She would rewash dishes Bella had already washed, complaining they were still smelling. She criticized everything, her cooking, her clothes, her tone of voice. She'd say things like, "That's not how we do it in our family. You use too much salt. No wonder Chuka is looking lean. In our days, wives used to wake up before the cocks. You're still snoring by 7 a.m. Bella kept quiet. She tried to endure. But soon, the snake grew fangs. One day she entered the living room and found Mama Chuka seated with 2 of Chuka's aunties. "This one is just living here like she owns the house," Mama Chuka said loudly. "She doesn't even kneel to greet. And she has no manners. Bella stood at the door, speechless. One day after cleaning the kitchen, Bella poured water on the floor intentionally. Mama Chuka nearly slipped while dropping a bowl she was holding. Bella quickly rushed in, acting all surprised. "Mama, are you okay?" she asked. Sometimes, Bella would play music loudly at night just to disturb her. Poor Chuka was caught between his wife and his mother. "Bella, please respect my mum. She's my only parent. Then tell your mum to stop treating me like a maid." He was constantly exhausted. But neither woman would surrender. Things got worse. "This house will scatter one day," Mama Chuka shouted. "Let it scatter," Bella screamed back. "Maybe then we can rebuild it without you in it." One night, Bella returned from the salon and found the entire compound in darkness. There was no light, but the generator was turned on. Inside the house, light lit the corners dimly. She stepped into the kitchen and screamed. On the floor, scattered in the shadows, were her personal clothes, cut into pieces. Tears filled her eyes. Chuka ran in, confused. "Bella, what happened?" She showed him the rags on the floor. She didn't say a word. From the corridor, they both heard Mama Chuka say calmly from the darkness. "She wears things that make her look like a harlot. I did her a favor." That night, after seeing her torn clothes scattered across the kitchen floor, Bella stood in the center of the room, shaking, not from fear, but rage. She didn't scream. She didn't cry again. She simply turned around, walked into the bedroom, and locked the door. She didn't sleep that night. She stayed awake, thinking. And by morning, she had made a decision. If Mama Chuka wanted war, she would have it. One humid afternoon, Mama Chuka stepped out into the backyard to spread her wrappers. Bella waited until she was deep into rinsing her laundry, then calmly turned the key in the back door and locked it. She returned to the parlor and turned up the volume of the TV. It wasn't long before banging started. "Bella, open this door. Are you mad?" Bella didn't flinch. She changed the channel and adjusted her legs on the cushion. Chuka arrived just in time to unlock the door and find his mother breathing heavily, covered in sweat and soap foam. "It must have jammed," Bella said sweetly, not looking away from the screen. The next morning, the scream that came from the bathroom nearly shook the ceiling. "Jesus! My body! My eyes!" Mama Chuka burst out of the bathroom, wrapped in a wet towel, scratching and panting. Bella stepped out of the kitchen holding a cup of tea. "Mama, are you okay? What did you put in that soap near the sink? My skin is on fire." "Ah! You used the red soap. That one is medicated for waxing burns." "Sorry, oh, Mama." She took a slow sip and walked away. That night, just after 1 a.m., Bella connected her Bluetooth speaker and played loud Afrobeat music. Mama Chuka stormed out of her room, wrapper barely tied. "Bella, are you possessed? Do you know what time it is?" Bella opened the door with a calm expression. "I thought I heard you say earlier you don't sleep in a witch's house. I figured you were awake." She closed the door before Mama could reply. For days, Mama Chuka had been searching for her new expensive wrapper, the one her cousin brought from Abuja. One afternoon, as she returned from the chemist, she froze at the door. Bella was mopping the parlor floor, singing and humming happily, using her missing wrapper as a headtie. "Bella, that's my new wrapper. And I thought it was an old rag. I saw it behind the generator," Bella said, wringing it into the bucket. But one evening, Mama Chuka opened the freezer looking for soup meat, only to find every single tray packed with ice blocks. "Bella, where is the meat I kept?" "I removed it to freeze spiritual protection ice," Bella replied calmly. "You said people are watching us spiritually, remember?" Mama blinked, confused. Bella walked past her and added, "I even added anointing salt. Should I make you tea?" The next few months were pure chaos. Mama Chuka and Bella were like two queens in a palace, constantly scheming, never at peace. Then came a joyous news. Bella found out she was pregnant. At first she didn't believe it. She took the test 3 times. All positive. When she told Chuka, he wept and hugged her. Maybe this baby will bring peace. He was wrong. When Mama Chuka found out, she didn't congratulate Bella. Instead, she frowned and said, "I hope you're sure who the father is." Bella's heart dropped. That night she cried. But not in fear. In anger. A few weeks later, Mama Chuka did something strange. "Bella, I want to change. For the baby. Let's start again." Bella was shocked. She hesitated but slowly agreed. They began eating together again. Mama started helping in the kitchen. She even bought Bella a maternity gown. But behind that sudden smile, something dark was growing. Because Mama Chuka's peace was a mask. One afternoon, Bella returned from antenatal care and saw Mama in the kitchen making stew. "I made your favorite," Mama said sweetly. Bella smiled and took a plate. She ate. It was delicious. But later that evening, she began cramping. Her vision blurred. Blood trickled down her leg. She collapsed in the living room. Chuka rushed her to the hospital. Hours later, the doctor returned. "We lost the baby." Bella screamed. Chuka broke down on the hospital floor. Days later, while searching for something in his mother's room, Chuka found something shocking. Inside Mama's old handbag was a small bottle and a paper labeled in Igbo, "Herbs to stop womb." He froze. His hands trembled. "No, no." He confronted Mama Chuka. At first she denied it. Then she broke. "She tried to take you from me. She wanted to lock you down with that child. I had to do something." Chuka stepped back, disgusted. "You killed my child. My own mother. I did it to protect you." "From what?" "From being happy." That night, Chuka made his mind and said, "You will leave this house first thing tomorrow morning. I've lost a child. I will not lose my wife too." Mama Chuka screamed and cursed. She fell on the ground. She wailed. She begged. But it was too late. The next morning, she left with her bags. Bella sat quietly on the sofa, staring at the ultrasound picture she never got to frame. Chuka knelt beside her. "I'm sorry." She didn't speak. Just held his hand. "We've lost too much already. Let's not lose each other too." She hugged him tightly. And for the first time in a long time, there was calm inside that house.